Barry's objectives are persuade listeners to adopt your viewpoint or ideas, take some action, appeal to the audience's interest, use logic and emotion to support your position, avoid using notes, and his time will be 5 to 7 minutes. Jackie? Got it?
It was also written here, so that's why I asked for the first one. It wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
Barry's speech is titled Crossing the River. Toastmaster Barry McCann has been studying recently to become a superhero, subjecting himself to numerous scientific experiments to try out powers like super speed, strength, X-ray vision, metamorphic abilities, and of course, mind control. Soon he will discover his authentic superpower and move onto the branding phase. Believe it or not, it takes an enormous amount of time to come up with a pithy name, as well as a spiffy outfit that no one will make fun of. His speech this morning has nothing to do with any of that introduction, which has basically served as a distraction to clear your head like a mental palate cleanser. Wait, that actually does connect to the speech. With Crossing the River about awareness, action, please welcome Toastmaster Barry McCann.
2 monks walk into a bar. No, just kidding. These 2 monks were obviously in Asia, and they had just taken vows. And part of these vows were that they were not to touch a woman. So they took these sacred vows, and they were next going on a pilgrimage, as monks are wont to do. They started walking through the countryside, and after a few hours, they came to this rushing river. Must have been a lot of rain that year. And at the edge of the river, they saw this woman sitting on a rock, crying. And they went up to her and they said, "Well, why are you crying?" She said, "Because I don't have anyone to help me cross the river." And they looked at each other, because, of course, they had just taken this vow not to touch a woman, and they're trying to figure it out. And the older monk turns away, walks over to the woman, picks her up, puts her on her shoulder, carries her across the river, and on the other side sets her down, and starts walking off on the path, on the pilgrimage. The younger monk is on the other side of the river, just flabbergasted, not believing that the older monk broke his vow so quickly by touching a woman. And he sputters and crosses the river and catches up to the older monk, and is just berating him for the rest of the day, saying, "How could you do this? We just took a vow here. We're on a pilgrimage. How could you do this? You care so little for what we're about, for all the things that we've been working toward here." And this continues the rest of the day. And they finally get to the place where they're going to camp out and spend the night, because they don't have any tents or anything, because they're monks. Very low maintenance. Sustainability. And the older monk turns to the younger and says, "I set that woman down at the bank of the river and left her. Why are you still carrying her?" Have you ever had a time where, like the younger monk, you have been in the wrong frame of mind, the wrong situation? I think I actually probably have been the younger monk, more than I've been the older monk. But there are a lot of lessons that we can learn, and the 3 that I really want to talk about are, the first, that sometimes we find ourselves wanting to be right rather than do right. And the second is that a lot of times we're blinded to the needs of others because we're so focused on ourselves. And the third is that we're paralyzed with inaction rather than seeing the action that we can take and taking it. Now, I've only got 5 to 7 minutes, so I can't go into depth for all of those 3 points. But I do want to give you an illustration that might help you remember those 3 things. Does anyone have a cell phone here? That's good. Take out your cell phone. I have 2 if someone wants to go. Not doing too well on that. So take out your cell phone, turn on your camera, and get ready to take a selfie. Greg, you're already queued up for a selfie, aren't you?
Yes.
You got so the camera's turned towards you, right? All right, if there's someone next to you who doesn't have a phone, get them in the picture so you guys can be in the same selfie, okay? All right, you ready? Okay. All right. There's a few people left out here, but this is the example. Okay. All right. So don't take the picture, now turn the camera around.
What?
No,
We already took the
no,
picture.
Camera.
Oh, that way?
Right. Yes. Now everyone focus on my needs. Okay, so here, that is the metaphor, right? That a lot of times we are having our camera on ourselves. We're taking selfies. We're focused on ourselves. Turn the camera around. Look out. Look at the people who are in front of you and take that picture. See what you can see in others. It's about doing right rather than being right. It's about being aware of others rather than just yourself. And it's about taking action when you're able to. This is the true essence of leadership.